It's bad. Anime.
Hello, everybody. I'm John.
And I'm Rob.
And this is Bad Anime, the show where we decide, is this anime bad? We don't have video, but if you could see it,
we cheersed and like a swooshing cheers.
It was very nice.
Because it's a Friday afternoon and we're saying, you know what? It's time to start this night early.
It's currently 3:15 p.m.
Well, that's not bad. That's
on a Friday. No, that's not bad at all. I'm just saying how weird it is that we're in person meeting up on a Friday at 3:15 p.m., which is very weird.
But it's awesome, though.
But it's great.
Nice setup you got here, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, that's also a green screen. I didn't pull it down for you, but I could if you want.
Oh, but we can animate ourselves, like, taking part in this show. But, like, let's not do that, because this show is a little more problematic than I realized.
So, the show in question is a girl and her guard dog. Mm-hmm. How'd you find it? What made you suggest it? Was it just a Crunchyroll? This is around. Why not?
I went on live chart because as we're recording, the fall season is just really kicking off. A lot of shows just hit 3 episodes.
Yes. As we will figure out later today.
We'll talk about that later.
Yes.
I don't know what order these are coming out in, but
neither do I. I got to figure that out.
Sweet.
Fix it in post.
But leave that in. Who cares?
I always leave it in, brother. God, I hate that.
I love that. It's my new favorite thing. But yeah, how I found it was very simple.
Yes.
I went on Live Chart, which is my site that I use that basically lists all the anime airing in a particular season.
Oh, I see.
I saw one that had a shojo art style and said, perfect. I looked at nothing. I made sure it was on Crunchyroll, and then I sent it to you. I did no research at all.
Wow.
I had some assumptions about the plot when I heard girl and her guard dog.
Yeah.
The guy has a gun in the
right
in the thumbnail.
Right.
There's a flowery background.
I'm thinking kind of like a little like romantic-y, but like he is her like guardian slash savior, and
I just when I heard guard dog, I assumed very much like a bodyguard, like she could have either been, a politician's daughter, a daughter of royalty.
I thought exactly as much.
So something like that, and a girl's like her guard dog, and romance ensues.
Yeah, right, and doggy style.
It's probably gonna happen,
right? I mean, only 3 episodes in. By the way, we watched the first 3 episodes.
Yeah. We're the first 3 episodes.
To mention that
3-episode rule. You guys know the deal. We're gonna decide if we're in or out. Decide if we even like the show remotely or not.
Yep. But this one,
I was wrong about the plot.
Well. Were you, though? You may not have been too wrong. I think you had ballpark. There's a slight twist, though.
There's a lot of twists in here. And a lot of them are fucking ridiculous. Turns out, our main character, Isaku, I think.
Yes, Isaku.
She's actually the daughter of, a pretty high-ranking Yakuza boss.
Yes. Well, her grandfather is the high-ranking Yakuza boss. I'm assuming her father was also
underboss
involved,
of some description.
I have no idea.
They never make that clear. Good point. I probably autocorrected there. They did establish that the grandfather, right, is like the actual main dude here.
I actually think, if I'm looking at my notes here, I actually think the only note I took about the entire show was the first line that I heard in the show at all, which was, hold on, okay, quote, "My parents died in a car accident when I was 5."
That did strike me. That was the first line of dialogue.
First line of dialogue in the entire thing. And, it only made me think that, okay, she has to live in this regular world, but her parents are probably out fucking off in some isekai right now. Yeah. It's pretty sick.
I want that parallel series.
Can I just have that? They're both refrigerators in some other world right now.
One is a crime boss again, and one is a fridge. Yeah. Darling, I love you. And the guy just starts, humping a fridge.
While fighting goblins.
While fighting weird toad people.
Weird toad goblins.
Oh, yes. God.
But yeah,
all these shows are blending together.
They really, oh my God. This time around, at least this recording session, Rob, I got to tell you, a lot of these shows that we're going to be talking about today in this particular session.
Similar themes, yeah.
So many similar things. But also the main characters across a lot of them are just blending together day by day for me. It's actually crazy. And we'll continue talking about this in later episodes. But yes, a lot of these have very similar
beats and points.
Beats and points and all that. But either way, this one, right?
So in this fucking thing,
yes.
She's 5, and the grandfather's like, well, fuck, I'm not going to raise you.
He's a Yakuza boss. So
exactly. So he's busy.
I mean, I got shit to do.
So he just handed him off to one of his underlings, and it's like, you raise her now.
Yep.
Then we flash forward, presumably 10 years, when she would be entering high school.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember, in Japanese high schools, I think it's grades 10 through 12. I'm not certain, but let's just go with that for now.
Okay.
Because I think primary is think primary is 1 through 6 over there, then 7 through 9, and then 10 through 12. I think that's a lot of the world does that way. I could pull
America.
Fuck your rules.
Fuck your rules. We have feet.
What?
I meant as in like the measurement, but also we do have like physical feet as well.
Yeah, it took me a second. You said
We have Miles. My friend's name is Miles. Actually.
I know. Didn't you see him like a week ago?
I did.
That's why you chose the bar we're going to tonight.
Exactly. Yes, we tested it out.
Congratulations on your beer pong tournament
Thank
victory.
you. Cheers. Oh my God, what a great time that was. Oh my God. Just a quick story. Well, we got there. Me and my friend Miles and my other friend Reed got to this bar in the city, and immediately when we walk in, this guy comes up and he's like, "You guys gotta join our beer pong tournament, please, man. Like, please, bro. We don't have enough people to do it, so we need like another team." And so me and my buddy Reed were like, "Okay, yeah, fine, like whatever."
You people pleasers, you.
Yeah, I know. Then we had to pay $10, and we were like, "Oh, like now I really don't want to, but we're here, so we had to do it." And then we won the whole thing.
Exactly.
And then we got $100.
So it was a win. No,
it was a great night, and then we spent it all immediately afterwards.
You went to a nicer cocktail lounge.
Yes, we did.
Go.
And then we got dollar pizza.
No two better compliments in the world than a really high-end cocktail and like $1 slice of pizza.
And that's exactly what happened.
Oh God,
it was great.
My nipples are already erect thinking about it.
I don't remember what got us there, but yes, America, we have feet. Yes.
So yeah, back to Japan where they have
kilometer
anime.
Yeah, they do have that.
Yeah,
indeed
and
they do, in spades.
a lot of
Is there too much?
Huh?
Is there too much?
What?
You know, is there too much anime out there?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, this isn't even a point of contention. There's obviously too much.
It's just too much, which is why we're needed.
Well, exactly. That's the whole point of the show was originally just to be like, you so innocently, with eyes of wonder, said, "I've never seen a bad anime." And I just like, oh.
It's been almost 2 years.
Yeah, we're coming up on episode 100, like, rapidly.
We are.
This is going to be episode either 91 or 90 whatever.
I'm sure I won't remember this when we do our 100th episode.
I am going to.
So let's savor the moment.
Yes, let's really enjoy while we can. But no, some of this is going to stick with me. Honestly.
Yeah, okay. And we forgot to mention the guy taking care of her, taking care of her, assigned to take care of her, also in the Yakuza, but a young kid, Kea. He's about 16 when he's assigned to take care of her.
That's what I had to do the math. They never established that, but I had to do the math on that because, like I said, probably 10 years passed or so.
Yep.
Because her parents died when she was 5. She's about to go into high school, so like probably 14, 15 she is.
Yep.
Like, or for 15, 16 probably, based on sophomore year. Yeah, so 15, 15
around
16.
there.
So probably, let's presume 10 years, because they established that Kea is 26.
Right.
Weird thing here is that Isaku has a very blatant crush on the guy who raised her after her parents died.
And you know, it kind of also starts with at the very beginning. It's kind of like, it kind of brought me back to Angel Sanctuary a bit.
Yes.
Where like within the first 2 minutes of dialogue, he's like, "And I want to fuck my sister."
Yeah.
It kind of came up very early when like Kea held her and she was like a 5-year-old. He was like, "Don't worry, I'm gonna take care of you now." And like the voiceover says like, "And at that moment, I knew I fell in love with him." And I was like, Jesus Christ, we're kicking it off strong here.
And also, like, you're 5. So.
Yeah, you are 5. Yeah. As it will come up in our later recording of Ponyo.
Yeah.
You're not busy. You're 5.
Yeah.
Is a line from Ponyo.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You're not busy. You're
Look out
5.
for that one when you watch it.
Oh, I can't wait now. Anywho, so yeah, she's going to high school, and now this comes back to actually Bokuimo a little bit, where Yori wants to go to school further away, so he can get over the fact he wants to bone his sister.
Yeah.
This time it's the girl trying to go away to a further away school because she wants because in her current environment, everyone knows she's a Yakuza kid.
Yes.
So everyone's parents that don't hang out with her.
Right.
She wants to go to a new school and
She's alienated.
she wants to have that very normal experience.
Yes.
And at the same time, she's like, oh, and I also really want to bone my guardian. So, like, let me go to a further school so I can, like, kind of forget about that.
So I don't have to bone my guardian, because I will if I stay here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Japan.
Japan.
So she gets to the school, right? She realizes, oh, fuck, I don't know how to make friends anymore.
Yep.
I haven't made a friend in so many years.
Yep.
At one point, she's falling over, and suddenly a male student, like, stops her from falling. She just feels the hand and goes, oh, my God, it's a boy. She turns around, and it's Kea. It's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, I just gave the school a bunch of money so I can enroll. She's like, what?
What? You're literally
You're 26.
You're almost 30, sir.
And he's like, yeah, but like they don't got to know that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, sir, you're a 26-year-old male.
So the plotline here is that he's a 26-year-old guy, not hiding that fact.
No.
And he has just decided to pay this school a lot of money so that he could go to school with our main character because he wants to protect her
from
boys.
Explicitly.
Yes, specifically boys. I'm sure more things, but definitely
the boys is what he hammered home a lot.
He did. Indeed, he did. And there's, oh my God, there's this one badass scene. Like, I don't know if I'm jumping around too much, but there's this one badass scene where like, well, it's not badass at first, but it gets there, trust me. It's like the beginning of it is this, so she, what's the main character's name?
Isaku, yep.
Isaku starts talking with this like guy at school.
Yes.
And he's like, cool. I'm a cool guy. Like,
he's like, oh my God, you're so cool and neat and fascinating. I'm talking to you because I hope you bone me.
Yeah.
Let's message over Insta.
I look like the childhood version of the wiener guy from Quintessential Quintuplets. Let's hang.
Oh my God, he did. I didn't even think about that till right now.
Neither did I.
Holy fuck, he did.
He did, right? Just like the childhood version of that guy with like blonde hair and like the earrings.
Yeah, he looked like if
I don't even remember the guy's name actually.
Hold on, no, I'm gonna get it.
Oh God, okay, here we go. I'm gonna chug.
He looked like Usugi from
You got it.
Yeah, from Quintessential Quintuplets. If he never reformed.
Yes, if he didn't reform, exactly. If he didn't kick that bullshit otaku look.
Yeah. If he didn't hop onto the nerd. Oh, that nerd train. Hard to Virginville.
Yes, Virginville.
I say it because I was there, so I know exactly.
But yes.
So yeah, she's
talking with him, and like they're becoming like friendly.
Yeah.
But you the whole time as the viewer can tell something's kind of off.
Yeah, no, he seems like way too enthusiastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's kind of weird. Like he's like DMing her, and she's like, I've never DM'd before, and he's like, I'll show you how.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's like, I have an Instagram now just to talk to you, and he's like, you should post photos.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's kind of weird.
Well, no, honestly, that's a very Japanese form of communication. Yeah, like that's very much
photos.
Like, oh, you should definitely do that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like very positively, like saying that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
But, so it seems like positive reinforcement at first, I guess.
Well, but you can very clearly tell what his motivations are. I mean, at the end of the day, despite cultural differences, we're all still men.
Yes. Yes. True.
So he invites her out, and she's like, "Oh my God!" And he's like, we can take a bunch of photos while you're hanging out." I'm like, "Oh God, that's what teenagers probably think now."
Yep.
We have friends who do that now.
Yep, we do.
I have to do that now.
Just
sometimes.
Go out for photos.
Yeah, go out.
Exactly.
Go out for the gram.
And I'm honestly thinking this whole time, I'm like, oh, is he gonna do like the Devilman Crybaby thing where he like picks her up and takes her and like tries to take nude photos of her?
Oh yeah.
I was thinking that the whole time. I was thinking that was gonna be the segue here, but it wasn't.
But not terribly far off.
Not far off. They did meet up in like some kind of square.
Honestly, once she said karaoke, I knew there was gonna be problems because it's kind of a thing in Japan where like young kids are known for fooling around and doing goofy shit in karaoke. It's a dark room that no one's gonna come into for 2 hours.
And once again, the amount of animes that we've seen on this show, that it always goes down in the oki.
Yes. Everything's okie dokie. Oh God. Why is your dick out?
Exactly.
Why are your pants still on?
We barely ever see anybody sing anything, but we see a lot of fooling around at the karaoke spots.
Yeah, so at first you think it's going to be innocent until one girl lights up a cigarette, and then the kids start pulling out beers out of like their bags. And, you know, I love how the show presents it where it's like, oh my God, these kids are so bad. I'm like, you're Japan. All your adults do is get bombed.
And smoke.
All the time.
But
I just love it how kids like... Oh, well, I'll skip to the end because what happens is, you know, all the kids are getting drunk and like, you know, smoking. Isaku is like very wary of all this.
Yes.
The dude, like, you know, the whole dude that initiated this whole thing, drunkenly says, I invited you here because you're so meek. I knew I could do whatever I wanted. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, using the word meek was like, ooh.
And also just how many beers have you had where you just say this out loud?
Yeah, like, I mean, in front of everybody.
Yeah, and to her.
Yeah, directly.
He just said, I'm going to sexually assault you, and here's why.
And then he just got on top of her immediately. And
she fended him off, thankfully, until she didn't have to anymore, because Kea just opens the door. The guy
and he's wearing sunglasses, and everybody in the room's like, "Who are you?"
Yeah,
I was like, "He goes to your school.
You know him.
You've seen him. There are scenes with you and him."
Oh my god! Yes, he got the sunglasses and the suit on. He's like, "Oh, this is the Yakuza guy I wanted to know."
Dude, he just comes in and just gets the guy that was trying to assault her and just bangs his forehead into the table continuously.
Oh my god!
And I was like, "This is great." I was like, "This is the kind of shit I need, honestly."
Well, this is the kind of shit I wanted from the show.
Yeah, and there wasn't. That was a good part of it. As far as I remember, there wasn't enough of that in the first, because there wasn't enough of because Keiya can be a goofy guy a bit around Isaku.
Yeah,
but when scenes like this happen, I feel like when the show really, really reaches its peak of okay.
And you're about to say there's not enough of this in the first couple episodes. There's not enough of the whole fucking show, episode 3 included. Because episode 3, You said before we met up, Bouncy, you were like, "Oh, I think I should rewatch episode 3." I'm like, "No, you don't have to."
Can I read what your text said?
Sure.
And then Rob texted me, and I was like, "I can't remember fucking anything about the third episode of this." And your text, as I can bring it up, hold on, I gotta scroll up. We texted a lot today.
Yes, we did.
Okay, it's the one where the dude asked for a kiss because he did well on his makeup exam, and when the girl got weird, they went to the zoo instead. Which is fully accurate.
That's exactly what happened.
Completely accurate, on every single measure.
Yeah, and because I love the dynamic here is so stupid because Keiya's pretending to be a student, obviously not going to take any of the tests because he bribed his way in there. He's not going to try. But fucking Isaku is offended by this. He's like, "It's your job as a student to do this stuff," and he's like, "All right, I'll do the take-up test." God. But what we said is I could use a reward. It was a good incentive. She's like, "Oh God, fine, whatever." I'm like, okay, this is going somewhere weird.
Yeah, it was very interesting because the entire time it's pretty clear that Isaku has feelings for Keiya.
Yes.
But then you get these moments where Keiya's like, "Oh, she's really cute and stuff." And I'm like, what are you doing, bro?
They blur the line. I kind of like that how they blur the line a little bit.
It's very interesting because you don't exactly know his true intentions.
Yeah.
Because, even when he was like, "Oh, if I do well on this makeup exam, would you kiss?" It's not like he didn't ask it in a creepy way. It was just very much like,
"Kiss me."
Oh, let's just kiss.
Exactly.
I just want to see what it's like. Just try.
Exactly. So, but then she said no, and then he walked away. He's like, "All right, I'll think of something else." Then he runs back in the room. He's like, "Let's go to the zoo." I'm like, well, "Okay, sure."
Sure. Right now at the zoo.
Then we spent a few minutes at the fucking zoo.
Yeah.
And then it's like, "Oh, that was nice."
Zoo.
I think there's a bunch of animals. Basically the two of them going "Oh, you're so cute" to each other.
Oh yeah, and they kind of held hands a little bit, and it was kind of very relationshipy.
Exactly.
And okay.
A picture all the.
God damn, this really bakes over into another show that we watched too.
Yeah, it does.
It really bakes over.
Also, and now I'm just thinking of Love After World Domination.
Oh yes,
because they're like, "Oh my wow, these scenes were done really well in a different show."
Different show, yes.
Even the fucking stuff in even in Quintessential Quintuplets.
Yes,
that stuff was cute there. Yep. Here it was just weird.
Yeah, it kind of was just inserted with. I guess there was a slight purpose because it was showing a different side of them and interacting.
Establishing the dynamic.
I remember she wore an outfit and she all got dressed up and he was like, "Oh, you have a nice outfit on,"
and she starts freaking out he complimented me.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, this is moving at a fucking snail's pace, but sure.
It's kind of strange too because it's also because once again a lot of these shows I'm now grouping it in these shows quotation mark.
Wow.
A lot of these shows have this kind of dynamic of this older man character, but not like in his 40s, older, a grown-up guy, I guess,
and
26,
a younger girl,
27, and a girl who's definitely underage.
Yes.
Just occupying that space of is he trying to be her father? Is he trying to be
a
her
brother?
Lover? A brother? Is he trying to bone? There's a lot of.
Is he trying to help her because he sees some of himself in her?
Yes, or is he trying to help her because that's how he gets pleasure from the situation? Or there's a lot of this going on.
Yes.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and the reason why I find this one interesting because this one was written by a woman. It's a shojo manga, so definitely get a lot. I guess a more female perspective in here.
I think I really can see that. I like that aspect because it's it is a little catered more towards okay as a hot dude.
Yeah,
and every scene you're kind of made to think oh, this guy's fucking hot.
Yeah,
and he can be goofy, but he can also bang dudes' heads into tables.
Yeah, exactly. So he's got a rock hard loaded gun, and so I was gonna say something else, but no, so they emphasize he's just a cool dude. yeah, he's also got kind of the bad boy edge. You don't really see a lot of him doing the illegal stuff in the show.
Yeah.
But he's a fucking criminal by name.
He's a Yakuza guy. Yeah.
Yeah. And
he just happens to be on this assignment.
Yes. Raising a dead guy's daughter.
Yes. And also accompanying her to high school.
And then the episode ends, they're walking home, and he's like, by the way, I'm sorry if it was like the whole kissing thing was weird. And she's like, well, it wasn't that weird. And they're walking the street, and he's like, well, do you want to kiss? And she's like, I don't know. Credit to the show. That's where episode 3 ended.
Yep.
And I remember saying, like, touche, show. Touche.
Yep.
Trying to get people to care.
Yep. They really did. They really tried. Yeah. It really hit that point, that 3 episode mark, that was like, oh, definitively, like there is something set up, and like you probably, if you don't want to watch the whole next episode, you're at least got to tune in for the next like few minutes.
You got to at least start the episode and see if anything happens that's going to tickle your fancy. Mm-hmm. Raise your flag, pole, whatever the hell.
Raise your skin flag, pole.
Play the skin flute.
Get hard.
Blood flowing into your penis.
A chemical reaction.
Where the comments in this episode were great because the chemical reaction reminded me of something.
Oh, okay.
Where it was the phrases I kept seeing were age is just a number, jail's just a room, and love's just a chemical reaction. The comments on this show were insane.
Oh my god, I bet.
And on a different show we just watched.
Yeah, can't wait to get to that one.
Me too.
But yeah, so I feel like we've kind of this entire time been between the point of kind of seeing some good in it, but also seeing some like slow in it and like some bad in it.
Yes.
What's your overall take? Would you continue? Are you in or are you out?
Oh, I'm totally out, and here's why.
Okay.
Because
all right. That's definitive. I like it.
Yeah, because this show had too much bullshit in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
the zoo.
Well, not even just the zoo. Just honestly, with the whole plot in general. If we
can add that to our show language, that would be great. They went to the zoo.
They went to the zoo.
Just went to, which means they fucked off to do something off plot.
Yeah, off plot for 5 minutes with the slowest character development on planet Earth. But no, Bouncy, I'm even talking like construction of the show and the narrative here. The whole like school life aspect is just bullshit and dumb.
Yeah, it is.
It takes me away from the investment here. Mm-hmm. I can relate so much harder to Isaku's like inner struggle and even Chaos struggles if they dropped the whole stupid school shit. Mm-hmm. Whenever the show tried to do comedy, it really failed.
It didn't do well with comedy.
No.
But
if you like a core premise, a Yakuza princess falls in love with the guy who's been raising her ever since her father died.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff you can do with that.
Yep.
It could be a little dark, messed up, a little compelling, but there could be some like a lot of levity in there, like a lot of brightness in there too.
Mm.
But they tried to be zany with it.
Yeah.
But very forced anime zaniness. Mm-hmm. And I'm weird with comedy and anime. It can work great, but here it just slowed everything down. I don't care about either of these people.
No.
There was some great scenes in there. The scene with Chaos banging the dude's head into a desk. Awesome.
Yeah, so cool, right?
Yeah, really cool.
That was really
and
sick.
Chaos actually like a cool dude. Mm-hmm. And if he did anything other than bribe his way into a school, I would take him seriously. But now I think he's a cool idiot.
Yeah.
So I don't really care about his struggles anymore.
I see.
Isaku, she's nice, whatever. I'm not drawn in by the world, Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But also maybe it's because I'm not a young girl.
Could be it.
Yeah.
That could be the reason.
It's not really meant for my demographic, so who knows? It could be as simple as that. But the short answer, Bouncy, is I'm out. Mm-hmm. I liked some of it. Yep. I liked it more than I thought I would.
Yep.
But I'm just overall disappointed because it could have been so much more than it is.
Yeah, I get it. I was surprisingly positive on the concept of the show.
Me too. Like I said, the core concept is good.
Really good. I thought it could be really good if done well.
Yeah.
Now, did they do it well? No.
Yeah.
At least I don't think so.
No, I don't think they did it at all.
I'm also out.
Okay.
And, if any semblance in, I would have continued to the fourth episode to find out if they kissed or not.
Exactly.
But I didn't.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't give a fuck.
No, exactly.
I don't care. I mean, like, again, kind of reiterating what you said a bit, but there were some glimmers of positivity. I think
there was hope here.
The thing that I liked about Isaku the most, maybe I'll hit that, is that she had this kind of side of her that was like, every time something happened to her at high school, or like every time she like talked to somebody, she would be like, oh wow, I just talked to a girl about my homework. such a teenage girl experience. This is great.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was kind of endearing. I enjoyed that.
gotcha.
I've seen it in other shows as well, but
Yeah.
I don't know, something about that kind of innocence got me a little bit where I was like, oh, this is kind of nice.
I mean, it was nice, but for me personally, I feel like they hammered that point in home too much. There was too many instances of her doing that.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, so I was like, we get it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I understand that. But every time it happened, I was like, oh, that's a fun little blip. Like, you
Yeah.
know, it didn't really do a lot for me. But if for her character, that was, I would say, my favorite component of her character.
I understand that, yeah.
Maybe they didn't do it like as concise as they could have, or
Yes.
like as well and like as pointed.
Right.
But it was there, and I think that was the only character trait of hers that I got throughout the entire thing
Gotcha.
that I attached myself
Yeah,
to.
that desperation for innocence is
Exactly.
is cool.
It is fine, and it could have been done way better, as you
Yes.
said. But it was fine, and I'm being overly nice. But
Yes, you are. We'll see how you feel later.
And Kea, again, loved the mean streak.
Yes, okay.
I loved it whenever he got like fucking pissed, which didn't happen that much, and I think should have more.
I would have been so much more invested in the show if we got more
Yes.
of Kea's, like, you know, badass kind of personality.
I would be more intrigued with.
Right.
If they kind of took the story in a bit of a different direction, where
Okay.
sure they can, I don't want to really deal with the high school thing, but if they did it, fine.
Yes.
I think like what could have been a more compelling idea is if Kea, while going to this high school, also has to pick up Yakuza work in that city.
Okay,
So-
that would have rounded it out a lot more.
He's not just there to like watch the girl, which of course he wanted to transfer there to watch this
Yeah.
girl, but he's also, you know, a working Yakuza guy.
so he has to do his job.
He has to go out and like do shit, and like he has to escort her. So it's kind of that Spy X family, like buddy daddies kind of.
I mean, how cool would it have been to, like,
thing.
say if like Kea like never did the school thing and like, but he got like an assignment where it's like, you know, he had to drop off something at the school.
Yeah, right. Or
So,
like
yeah.
if there's a teacher that's like linked to
Yes.
like an alternate gang or something that they're
Yes.
trying to fight, like, and he has to like fucking murder a teacher at the school. He's like, all right.
Or a teacher comes to him for help
And then
about
of
something.
course, like
yeah.
Seiya comes in, like, "Oh, can you help me with volleyball practice?" And he's
Yes.
like, "Fuck me."
See, like, even the comedy could have been better.
The comedy could have been way better because it's more of a dichotomy. Like,
Yes.
this show just didn't have that. It was just very much like, blah, here it is.
That tension wasn't there.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
wasn't enough contrast between the two worlds.
Right. Mhm.
You know. Basically,
Yeah.
we just needed more of Kea.
Yeah, we need more of Kea, but like the good parts. You
Yeah.
know, like the parts that we really kind of saw and were like, "Oh, that's entertaining," and like
Yeah.
that's.
I mean,
can
here's the
connect to
thing.
that.
Here's like the real weird question: how a lot of female authors, Stephanie Myers was the most famous for this, where they try to make the females kind of blank.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Were they trying to do it with her a little bit with Isaku because like keep her
Yeah.
like innocent? Because that's not really much of a personality being innocent. You know what I mean?
It's not. It's I mean, not that I'm gonna look this up, but I would be interested like
Yeah.
what her character development is over time.
Right.
I imagine it won't be much.
No,
Yeah. That's fucking it.
we don't care anyway.
It's bad. That's right, everybody. The fun is over today. Thanks so much for clicking on the episode. But the fun does not have to stop here. You can hit us up anywhere that you can find us on Instagram or TikTok at badanimepod, or you can even email us to get in touch with us directly at badanimepod@gmail.com if you got any opinions or just want to send some hate mail or love mail. We'll take both. We don't care. Thanks so much for listening, everybody, and have a great day.
Simple Equations Podcast Network.